Alright, hey everyone, it's TVC Mario, and you're here for another edition of Satanic Illuminati Media Exposed. In today's video, well, this is going to be a first. We're going to be doing an expose here on a YouTube Red movie called The Thinning, which is coming out October 12th. And it stars LiaMarieJohnson, a YouTuber with 1.7 million subscribers. I just want to say first off, I don't think that she has any idea that she's being used by Hollywood, this twisted entertainment industry that we have in the world today, to promote predictive programming when it comes to the New World Order. I believe that she is just trying to seize opportunity that's been given to her, but unfortunately, Leah, I'm sure you're going to watch this video, you've been used to promote some New World Order propaganda. I would encourage you and your fans who stumble across this video to begin to research the New World Order, the entertainment industry, media, and what it's really all about. I have some really great resources on this YouTube channel, so I really just pray that you would begin to wake up to this information. Please don't think that it's just some crazy conspiracy theorist making a video. I really hope that you take this and really do your own research and see that what I'm going to present to you here is very factual. All right, so just want to state that this is not an attack against YouTuber LiaMarieJohnson. I'm just simply going to point out things that are a concern to me, and yeah, I pray that her and her fans, kind of come to an awareness of what's really going on, and that, Leah, Hollywood's a scary, twisted place. So I'm just trying to reach out to you to make sure that you're aware, because obviously Hollywood has come knocking on your door. And one of the resources I would recommend to get started is Dave Chappelle exposing the Hollywood cults. I went ahead and did a video on this. You can go ahead and find it on my channel where he speaks out. And this is important because there's a lot of insiders that come out and talk about how sick the environment is the higher you go up in the entertainment world. So my prayer for you, Leah, is that none of this would happen to you, the things that have happened to Dave Chappelle and other Hollywood celebrities that have, been given big contracts by big companies and stuff. So that's really my prayer in making this video. So before we go into the movie that's come out, she's released a trailer for her upcoming movie on her YouTube channel, and I'm going to do an analysis of that. And Leah, I'm going to show you that the movie that you're a part of is in fact predictive programming for the New World Order. But before I do that, I just want to state some things here about YouTube Red and how it is revolutionizing the YouTube platform. Now, the amazing thing about YouTube, and I love this, is that it is a platform here where originally, before YouTube Red, we as content creators were able to create content according to what we desired. And I'm still doing that, and I'm never, ever going to compromise. I don't care how much money they offer me. I don't care if they were to offer me to be in movies. Obviously, they wouldn't. Just, I expose way too many things. But, I am going to stick to the original essence of YouTube, which is an independent content creator who creates content, creative content, in accordance to what we desire, without anyone pulling the strings, telling us what to do, and having any creative control. Now, what's happened with YouTube Red is now that's gone out the window, and many YouTubers, especially the top guys, are signing up to these type of contracts. And this is where the big media corporations from Hollywood and the entertainment world have now stepped in. And this is something that we need to recognize. Leah, this is not good, okay? You should be creating content without having these people involved. Now, I know the opportunity is huge in terms of probably more money and more exposure. And I mean, it's cool, right? You're in a movie. But that is really not worth it when you think about the compromise that you have to make as an artist, as a content creator, and even as a person. Okay, so you have been duped and sucked into being used by these corporations to promote things that really no one should. Okay, so YouTube Red, for those of you who don't know, is available in the United States of America. It's where they pay $9.99 a month, and what you get is access to YouTube Red videos, and this movie is a YouTube Red movie video. And without, paying your subscription, you don't have access to it. So that's what YouTube Red is, and a lot of the top YouTubers are now, selling out and being used by large corporations to do movies. You can even see I took this image here from the trailer itself to show you that it is a YouTube Red original movie. We're probably going to see more of this. They're trying to control, and it's in league with Legendary Digital. And for those of you who don't know, Legendary Digital is associated with the Warner Brothers company. So this is the media giants that we as content creators need to be careful for. They are the ones who are trying to control the media. A little fact here, Leah, the ownership of media, especially in the United States of America, is being consolidated, okay? For example, in 1983, 90% of U.S. media was owned by 50 companies. Now, in 2012, U.S. media is controlled by 6 media giants. And one of them is Time Warner, okay, that owns or has a partnership with Legendary Digital. Okay, so there's a control here. So they are trying to control you. You previously, as a YouTuber like myself, had your own independence going on, and these guys hate that. They hate independent media. This is why they've been trying to create a monopoly, because when they can control all the media, the movies, the newspapers, the websites, and all this stuff, and they can control the information that we receive, and that's very important to the elite, to the group that's bringing about what's called the New World Order. Okay, so through media ownership, they're able to censor what they don't want, promote what they do want, program the masses with literal mind control. Television and media is psychological programming. I mean, most people think that movies, television, the mainstream media, CNN and all this stuff is just entertainment. The news is there to help us know what's going on in the world. That's not the case at all. The mainstream news media, CNN, MSNBC, they're propaganda. That's what it is. It's to mind control. Major movies are full of subliminal programming to program the masses. What we need to recognize is the rich are very invested in psychological warfare, and they want to control our minds, and media is a powerful tool. It's, like I said, it's not coincidence that we've had so much media consolidation. Okay, and just a little fact for you, Leah, and your fans, there is an agenda by rich people in the world today that you could call them the kings of the earth, those who lead the world, who are in high positions in terms of economy, government, etc. They literally admit many times that they are trying to bring about a new world order. If you think it's a conspiracy theory that this plan for globalization exists, I just would like to direct you to David Rockefeller here in his own book, his own memoirs, admitting this, okay? And he says, some even believe that we are a part of a secret cabal working against the best interests of the United States, characterizing me and my family as internationalists, and of conspiring with others around the world to build a more integrated global political and economic structure. One world, if you will. And if that's the charge, I stand guilty and I am proud of it. Okay, so when you hear about terms like the New World Order, it is not just a conspiracy theory. You're in fact brainwashed by society and movies and media and the news to believe that this globalized plan for a New World Order is only a crazy fairy tale that conspiracy theorists believe. But with the littlest bit of research, which I would encourage you to do, you're going to see that this is actually factual. And there are big, major players in the world that are pushing the world in this direction. Okay, so I'm not going to take too much time. I encourage you, if you're new to this knowledge, to do your own research and get up to speed. This information is accessible on the internet still today. They're going to censor it one day, but for now it is out there. So do your due diligence and do your research to come to the awareness of what's going on. Now, I just want to point out here that the entire movie is about the New World Order. In fact, it's a great way to understand the elite's plans. It's called The Thinning, okay? And there's this thing called the Great Culling. You can go on YouTube, and I would just encourage you to YouTube, The Great Calling, you're going to see Jesse Ventura talking to this lady here, and she's talking about how she was part of elite circles. She has friends that were princes and queens and very influential, powerful people in the world. And what they were telling her is that they are getting excited for the Great Calling, the Great Thinning. This is true. They are poisoning our water. They are poisoning our food, our air. You can just do the littlest bit of research and see that our food has been genetically modified, and over an amount of generations, this is going to completely change the physiology of humans. It's going to make us impotent and sick and full of cancer. And I mean, they've done tests to lab rats, and they grow massive tumors, and it's just sickening. And they put fluoride in the water and all sorts of other chemicals to dumb us down and to make us more controllable, to give us cancer. Chemtrails are real. Again, it's not this conspiracy theory thing. They are trying to thin us out because they believe, like in the movie, that they are part of an elite group that has access to, the privilege of being, the world's kings and queens, and we are nothing but useless eaters, and they're helping us by creating this new world. This new system. But the movie itself, for those of you trying to come to this awareness and have a little bit more grasp as to what's going on, is in fact about the Great Calling. So do a little bit of research and find that out. Now, in the trailer, it goes on to say, a nation drained of natural resources. And this is one of the globalist agendas here. This is why they are buying up a lot of the water resources. Water in the future, very shortly, will be all bought up by the elite. The Bush family calls it blue gold, sorry. And this is what they're doing. They're buying up the last of the water, and water is going to be scarce, food is going to be scarce, everything is going to be scarce, because this is a way to control. If they can control all the resources, think about the power that these elite globalists will have over the everyday people, because they know that the power lies in the people, but the people don't know what's going on. So we're not coming together to fight against the elite. We've been brainwashed to believe that this plan is not even real, that it's just a conspiracy theory. So they're going to accumulate these resources while we are distracted, while we are conditioned to not even see that this is occurring. But this is a sad reality, and one day, ladies and gentlemen, we will find ourselves with food shortages. Water will not be accessible to us as easily as it is today, and stuff like this. And I'm not trying to fearmonger here. I'm trying to bring you up to an awareness about the reality of our world today. Don't you sense deep down inside that there's something a little bit wrong in the world? I mean, come on. This world's a little bit twisted here. We have starving children. I think the number is close to 26,000 children that are going to die of starvation today. This doesn't have to be so. We have planes and we could fly them some rice and bread. But the elite, the rich, these globalists are part of a depopulation program, a thinning, a culling. Okay, and they don't see a problem with this. They see this as necessary and a good thing. Now he talks about the only option, decrease the population size. I would encourage you, Leah, and other people, her fans, and just anyone listening here, to study Agenda 21. The United Nations is playing a huge role in this globalized system that they're trying to impose, and one of the agendas that they have is sustainable development. And although it's presented as if it's a great thing, this Agenda 21 is not a good thing. All right, so do a little bit of research here, and you're going to see that this is one of the things that they believe. They're trying to decrease population. They're thinning us out already. It's not just a YouTube movie based on, just fairy tales and stuff. No, how it plays into predictive programming is these are factual things, but they put it in a movie that we assume is just fiction so that we are dulled out, desensitized to the fact that it's a reality. Now, this is a clip from the video itself that talks about this thinning, and it says, what if only the smartest boys and girls got to live here? And this is, in essence, what they've been always trying to do. Eugenics is a huge part of this. And for those of you who don't know, eugenics was a science, I guess you could say, of human quote-unquote evolution that was practiced by the Nazis. What they're trying to do is create a superior race of humans, and this is what the elite want. They want to depopulate about 85% of the world and only have a higher level humanity, an evolved human. This was, Nazi Germany's dream. Hitler and it is still going on today. What you need to recognize is the Nazis never got defeated. That's bogus. Operation Paperclip, do a little bit of research as well, will clearly show you that the Nazis were brought over to America to continue their studies, but this time underground and through secret operations protected by the FBI, the CIA. So the Nazis never left. They just went underground in America in order to continue with this plan of eugenics. And this is what we're going to see. We're going to see eugenics coming back. That's how why abortion is so pushed today. They're trying to thin out population, control population, etc. So be on guard, be vigilant to this. This is a reality. Now, in the movie, I'm just going to point some things out here. You see that when an individual doesn't meet the requirements for, life, they're taken off and killed by what looks like a New World Order police. And this is another agenda. They want to create a police state where they have a very, very powerful controlling police force. You could call it the New World Order police force, and the average person doesn't have rights to defend ourselves. That's why they're trying to take away the Second Amendment. They're trying to take away our right to free speech. This is something I've been talking about on this YouTube channel, and the result of this over, maybe a decade or so, or however long, is going to be that there's going to be a tyrannical police force. And you see that in the movie. These people walking around in these masks, and they go around and serve the tyrannical, insane government. And one element as well, I'm not going to take too much time explaining here, is in the trailer you see a lot of blue-red programming. Now, I know, again, you're going to assume that this is nothing but just crazy talk, but what you need to realize is you are dealing with the highest level of sophisticated psychological warfare, and it even goes all the way down to color programming. When we study the human mind and we study the human subconscious, we see that that colors can even be used in mind control. I've done a lot of videos on mind control and how this is done in predictive programming and how mind control works through media. So you need to do your own research. I don't want to take too much time, but it even goes all the way down to colors. And I've talked about this repeatedly, that this is what they'll do. They create this illusionary conflict, and they use the colors, and it's a Hegelian dialectic being played out through the subconscious, etc. Again, I'm not going to take too much time to get into the science and the mind control aspect of it, but this is a reality, and this is something you can actually pull out of the trailer, and that's not a coincidence. That's by design. And then we have the New World Order police doing the one-eyed symbolism, and again, many people might think that this is just something very minimal, but it's not. This is one of the ways that this occult secret society that controls the entertainment industry and that is moving the world toward a globalized system will put out their forms of symbolism, and we see it all throughout the entertainment industry that is controlled by them, etc. So that is in there. And then they have this fellow here say, if you don't support our great society, then you are a parasite. Do you know what we do with parasites? We wash them out. This is the mindset of the elite. This clearly displays how they feel about us, how these globalists, David Rockefeller, view the average person. They see us as nothing but dirty, useless eaters and goyim and a lower life form. So they don't have a problem with doing things like Agenda 21 to thin out the population, because they do view us as parasites, and they think they're doing the world and humanity a favor by eliminating us and creating a higher civilization. They call it the Aquarian Age or whatever. There's all sorts of different terms for the new society that the elite are trying to create. But it's a deception. The Bible, in fact, talks about this New World Order, and Jesus Christ himself warned us that these things would happen, and we need to be on guard and vigilant. So there you go, everyone. I just wanted to make an expose on this YouTube Red movie coming out. Again, I'm not attacking LiaMarieJohnson at all. I'm actually just trying to create this video, Leah, for you to have a little bit more awareness. And, I would just encourage my fans to pray for her. It's a tough thing to go into Hollywood. It's such a twisted world. We know that. If you've been a sub of mine, you know how corrupt the entertainment industry is and how it just destroys people. Look at what's going on right now to Kanye West. The media wants you to think that it's a mental breakdown. It's not. He's had enough of what's going on. I did a story on Kesha where Kesha was talking about the fact that her producer, Dr. Luke, was raping her, drugging her, doing all sorts of sick, twisted things. This kind of stuff goes on in the entertainment industry. Dave Chappelle turning down a $50 million deal from Comedy Central and going off to Africa. The media tells you he's a crackhead and he's crazy, trying to cover up the fact that he just didn't want to sell out. He talked about this. He was quoted in that video that I talked about earlier to say that the entertainment industry is a sick environment. And over and over and over again, I could give you examples of Hollywood insiders who have said very similar things and had huge problems with the entertainment industry. So Leah, I'm very concerned for you. Don't be blinded by the big shiny lights, the glitter that city has, this Hollywood entertainment world. It's really, really corrupt. There's pedophilia going on at the highest levels. X-Men director has been accused, Bryan Singer, of pedophilia, and there's a whole circle of pedophiles that have been exposed. You have Corey Feldman, a child star, saying that the biggest problem in Hollywood is, and always will be pedophilia. There are some sick, twisted people in that entertainment industry, and I think this is common knowledge, even if you don't even believe in the conspiracy, quote-unquote conspiracies that I'm talking about, that are not actually conspiracy, that are fact, that you're brainwashed to believe it's conspiracy so that you don't accept the truth. Yeah, there's definitely some twisted things going on, and I'm concerned for you, Leah, and all your fans should be as well. So don't sell out. Don't do the YouTube Red thing. Go back to being an original content creator and create content for yourself. You don't need Warner Brother having you be one of their puppets. It's not worth that big check. Have a blessed and wonderful day. Stay vigilant and fear no evil.